Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Part with a possession or right. Let something fall or spill from a container. Music, the act or manner of terminating a musical phrase or tone. A device that when pressed will release part of a mechanism. Activity that frees or expresses creative energy or emotion. The act of liberating someone or something. Grant freedom to, free from confinement. Make assets available. Release the holdings in the dictator's bank account. Release, as from one's grip. Release, gas or energy, as a result of a chemical reaction or physical decomposition. A legal document evidencing the discharge of a debt or obligation. The act of allowing a fluid to escape. Prepare an issue for public distribution or sale. Eliminate a substance. The plant releases a gas. The termination of someone's employment, leaving them free to depart. Make information available for publication. Release the list with the names of the prisoners. An announcement distributed to members of the press in order to supplement or replace an oral presentation. Euphemistic expressions for death. Generate and separate from cells or bodily fluids. Release a hormone into the bloodstream. A formal written statement of relinquishment. A process that liberates or discharges something. There was a sudden release of oxygen. Merchandise issued for sale or public showing, especially a record or film. A new release from the London Symphony Orchestra. Not taken up by scheduled activities. A free hour between classes. Part with a possession or right. Not fixed in position. He pulled his arm free and ran. Relieve from. Free or remove obstruction from. Free a path across the cluttered floor. Remove or force out from a position. He finally could free the legs of the earthquake victim who was buried in the rubble. Grant freedom to, free from confinement. Make assets available. Release gas or energy, as a result of a chemical reaction or physical decomposition. Free from obligations or duties. Make information available for publication. Completely wanting or lacking. People who are free. The home of the free and the brave. Not literal. A free translation of the poem. Without restraint. Costing nothing. Free admission. Grant relief or an exemption from a rule or requirement to. Let off the hook. Not held in servitude. After the Civil War he was a free man. Not limited or hampered, not under compulsion or restraint. Free enterprise. Not occupied or in use. A free locker. Unconstrained or not chemically bound in a molecule or not fixed and capable of relatively unrestricted motion. Free expansion. Leave a job, post, or position voluntarily. Part with a possession or right. Put an end to a state or an activity. Give up in the face of defeat of lacking hope. Admit defeat. Give up or agree to forego to the power or possession of another. Stop consuming. Give up alcohol. Stop maintaining or insisting on, of ideas or claims. Both sides have to give up some claims in these negotiations. Allow the other, baseball team to score. Give up a run. Give up with the intent of never claiming again. Relinquish possession or control over. Give up what is not strictly needed. Lose, s.th. Or lose the right to, s.th. by some error, offense, or crime. Part with a possession or right. I am relinquishing my bedroom to the long-term house guest. Do without or cease to hold or adhere to. Relinquish the old ideas. Release, as from one's grip. Relinquish your grip on the rope, you won't fall. Turn away from, give up. Leave, a job, post, or position, voluntarily. The chairman resigned when he was found to have misappropriated funds. Part with a possession or right. Resign a claim to the throne. Give up or retire from a position. The chairman resigned over the financial scandal. Accept as inevitable. He resigned himself to his fate. To break and turn over earth, especially with a plow. Turn the earth in the spring. Twist suddenly so as to sprain. I turned my ankle and couldn't walk for several days. Pass into a condition gradually, take on a specific property or attribute, become. The weather turned nasty. Cause to move around a center so as to show another side of. Turn a page of a book. Undergo a change or development. The water turned into ice. Let something fall or spill from a container. Turn the flour onto a plate. Cause a plastic object, to assume a crooked or angular form. The strong man could turn an iron bar. Undergo a transformation or a change of position or action. We turned from socialism to capitalism. Pass to the other side of. Turn the corner. Have recourse to or make an appeal or request for help or information to. She turned to her relatives for help. Turning or twisting around, in place. A favor for someone. He did me a good turn. Change to the contrary. The tides turned against him. Game. The activity of doing something in an agreed succession. It is my turn. A short performance that is part of a longer program. A circular segment of a curve. Sports. A division during which one team is on the offensive. A time period for working, after which you will be relieved by someone else. A movement in a new direction. The turning of the wind. An unforeseen development. Events suddenly took an awkward turn. The act of changing or reversing the direction of the course. He took a turn to the right. Go sour or spoil. The cream has turned, we have to throw it out. Accomplish by rotating. Turn a somersault. Alter the functioning or setting of. Turn the dial to 10. Become officially 1 year older. She is turning 50 this year. Cause to change or turn into something different. Assume new characteristics. The princess turned the frog into a prince by kissing him. Cause to move along an axis or into a new direction. Turn your face to the wall. Cause to move around or rotate. Turn a key. Change color. In Vermont, the leaves turn early. Change orientation or direction, also in the abstract sense. The mugger turned and fled before I could see his face. Channel one's attention, interest, thought, or attention toward or away from something. The pedophile turned to boys for satisfaction. Direct at someone. She turned a smile on me. Get by buying and selling. The company turned a good profit after a year. Move around an axis or a center. The wheels are turning. Shape by rotating on a lathe or cutting device or a wheel. Turn the legs of the table. Taking a short walk out and back. We took a turn in the park. The act of turning away or in the opposite direction. He made an abrupt turn away from her. To send or let go. They turned away the crowd at the gate of the governor's mansion. Music. The act or manner of terminating a musical phrase or tone. A device that when pressed will release part of a mechanism. An electrical switch operated by pressing. The elevator was operated by push buttons. A female sexual organ homologous to the penis. Any artifact that resembles a button. Any of various plant parts that resemble buttons. A round fastener sewn to shirts and coats, etc. to fit through buttonholes. A round flat badge displaying information and suitable for pinning onto a garment. They passed out campaign buttons for their candidate. Fasten with buttons. Button the dress. Provide with buttons. Button a shirt. Activity that frees or expresses creative energy or emotion. She had no other outlet for her feelings. An opening that permits escape or release. A place of business for retailing goods. Receptacle providing a place in a wiring system where current can be taken to run electrical devices. Activity that frees or expresses creative energy or emotion. He gave vent to his anger. Exposed to cool or cold air so as to cool or freshen. Give expression or utterance to. She vented her anger. A fissure in the Earth's crust, or in the surface of some other planet, through which molten lava and gases erupt. A hole for the escape of gas or air. A slit in a garment, as in the back seam of a jacket. External opening of urinary or genital system of a lower vertebrate. The act of liberating someone or something. The act of liberating someone or something. The termination of someone's employment, leaving them free to depart. The attempt to achieve equal rights or status. She worked for women's liberation. Grant freedom to. The students liberated their slaves upon graduating from the university. Grant freedom to. Free from confinement. Release, gas or energy, as a result of a chemical reaction or physical decomposition. Give equal rights to, of women and minorities. Of textures, full of small openings or gaps. A loose weave. Make loose or looser. Loosen the tension on a rope. Having escaped, especially from confinement. Dogs loose on the streets. Emptying easily or excessively. Loose bowels. Grant freedom to, free from confinement. Turn loose or free from restraint. Let loose minds. Not affixed. The stamp came loose. Not literal. A loose interpretation of what she had been told. Casual and unrestrained in sexual behavior. He was told to avoid loose, or light, women. Not tense or taut. The old man's skin hung loose and gray. Without restraint. Cows in India are running loose. Become loose or looser or less tight. The noose loosened. Lacking a sense of restraint or responsibility. A loose tongue. Not officially recognized or controlled. A loose organization of the local farmers. Not carefully arranged in a package. A box of loose nails. Not compact or dense in structure or arrangement. Loose gravel. Not tight, not closely constrained or constricted or constricting. Loose clothing. Of a ball in sport, not in the possession or control of any player. A loose ball. Grant freedom to, free from confinement. Loosen the ties of. Unloose your sneakers. Grant freedom to, free from confinement. Loosen the ties of. Make assets available. Clear or remove an obstruction from. The procedure unblocked his arteries. Play the cards of a suit, so that the last trick on which a hand can follow suit will be taken by a higher card in the hand of a partner who has the remaining cards of a combined holding. Make assets available. Become or cause to become soft or liquid. Release, as from one's grip. Be relaxed. Don't be so worried all the time, just let go. Release, as from one's grip. A legal document evidencing the discharge of a debt or obligation. Flow, run or fall out and become lost. The milk spilled across the floor. Pour out in drops or small quantities or as if in drops or small quantities. Spill blood. The act of allowing a fluid to escape. Cause or allow, a solid substance, to flow or run out or over. Spill the beans all over the table. Reveal information. The former employee spilled all the details. A sudden drop from an upright position. He had a nasty spill on the ice. A channel that carries excess water over or around a dam or other obstruction. Cause or allow, a liquid substance, to run or flow from a container. Spill the milk. Liquid that is spilled. Clean up the spills. Reduce the pressure of wind on a sail. The act of allowing a fluid to escape. The amount that has spilled. Make visible. Bring before the public for the first time, as of an actor, song, etc. Make known to the public information that was previously known only to a few people or that was meant to be kept a secret. Bring out the truth. Prepare an issue for public distribution or sale. Direct attention to, as if by means of contrast. Bring onto the market or release. Bring out a book. Bring out of a specific state. Take out of a container or enclosed space. Encourage to be less reserved. The teacher tried to bring out the shy boy. A phenomenon that follows and is caused by some previous phenomenon. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Circulate or distribute or equip with. Issue a new uniform to the children. Come out of. Water issued from the hole in the wall. The act of issuing printed materials. One of a series published periodically. She found an old issue of the magazine in her dentist's waiting room. An opening that permits escape or release. The canyon had only one issue. The becoming visible. Prepare an issue for public distribution or sale. Supplies, as food or clothing or ammunition, issued by the government. The immediate descendants of a person. He died without issue. The act of providing an item for general use or for official purposes, usually in quantity. A new issue of stamps. Make out an issue. Some situation or event that is thought about. An important question that is in dispute and must be settled. The issue could be settled by requiring public education for everyone. Bring out an official document, such as a warrant. Put into print. The newspaper published the news of the royal couple's divorce. Prepare an issue for public distribution or sale. Publish a magazine or newspaper. Have one's work issued for publication. She published 25 books during her long career. Deprive of the oxygen necessary for combustion. Put out, as of a candle or a light. Thrust or extend out. Prepare an issue for public distribution or sale. Cause to be out on a fielding play. To cause inconvenience or discomfort to. Administer an anesthetic drug to. Be sexually active. She is supposed to put out. Put out considerable effort. He put out the same for 7 managers. Retire. He was put out at third base on a long throw from left field. Remove, cargo, people, etc., from and leave. Electrical conduction through a gas in an applied electric field. Free from obligations or duties. Go off or discharge. Eliminate, a substance. The termination of someone's employment, leaving them free to depart. Pronounce not guilty of criminal charges. Cause to go off. Release from military service. A substance that is emitted or released. Any of several bodily processes by which substances go out of the body. The discharge of pus. The act of discharging a gun. The act of venting. The pouring forth of a fluid. Become empty or void of its content. A formal written statement of relinquishment. Complete or carry out. Discharge one's duties. Pour forth or release. Discharge liquids. Remove the charge from. The sudden giving off of energy. Put out or expel from a place. Eliminate a substance. Cause to come out in a squirt. Leave an aircraft rapidly, using an ejection seat or capsule. Use up resources or materials. We exhausted our savings. Wear out completely. This kind of work exhausts me. Eliminate a substance. Combustion products are exhausted in the engine. Gases ejected from an engine as waste products. System consisting of the parts of an engine through which burned gases or steam are discharged. Deplete. Exhaust one's savings. Use up the whole supply of. We have exhausted the food supplies. Eliminate a substance. Cause to flee. Remove from a position or office. Forced to leave or move out. He was expelled from his native country.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.